Hi, my name is Mohammed Sarwar and welcome to our CWTC Get Connected Community Podcast to share experiences, promote services and networking and great opportunities available for residents of Oldham. Despite living in an era where we are more digitally connected than ever, millions of people around the world struggle with feelings of loneliness and isolation. It's a silent epidemic, one that can affect our mental and physical health in profound ways. To help us understand better about this subject, we are invited to our CWTC podcast studio Elizabeth Dean from Fundays Centre, Oldham. Elizabeth, welcome.
Nice to see you, Mohammed. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fine, thank you, despite the rainy weather.
Yeah. I think it's setting in slowly.
Yeah.
But anyway, Elizabeth, tell us about your career, your education, and what you've been up to.
So I started working in care at 18 for Oldham Social Services.
Right.
I worked for them for many years and went to university to do my health and social care degree. I then did a teaching qualification and became a health and social care teacher.
Brilliant.
From then I went into management. I am a CQC registered manager. I also have my level 7 in management and in health and social care. And I have been a registered manager for the last 5 years. I'm now moving into a different direction, combating social isolation for people in the local area.
Very experienced and talented lady.
Thank you.
Brilliant. So when we talk about feeling lonely and social isolation, what's the difference between the two?
So loneliness is a discrepancy between a person's desire and the social relationships they're experiencing. So, for example, if somebody is needing care, they may have carers going in 4 times a day.
Right.
But no disrespect to the carers, they're there to usually do physical tasks. So they can have company, but you can still feel lonely.
Yes.
You might not have those conversations, those activities, and things like that.
Yes.
Social isolation is slightly different, but comparable. Social isolation, you usually feel a bit like an outsider, even in your own home or different settings.
Very much physical, isn't it?
Yeah. People who experience social isolation feel they don't want to be a burden on other people or members of the community.
Yeah.
They may go days and weeks without conversation with other people. And obviously socialisation has significant health risks. So heart disease, blood pressure, a weakened immune system.
That's the impact on being
Yeah.
isolated.
As well as obviously cognitive development and early onset dementia because of the loneliness and isolation that they're experiencing.
So these are some of the examples of the two scenarios. And for people who are in a crowded area, who are feeling lonely or isolated, what impact or reaction they have?
It's significant on health.
Yeah.
This is why we're particularly interested in social isolation, because for the individual it's unpleasant.
Yeah.
It can cause depression,
Yeah.
it can cause anxiety, stress and other mental health issues, which in turn will lead further down the road to an impact on health services.
Yeah. So because they might be in a crowd and they feel a bit disconnected, that could have a lot of impact on them.
It could socially,
Yeah.
a lot of people who are socially isolated are nervous to access services because they don't know people.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a leap of faith for people who are socially isolated and lonely to make that first step. But I would truly encourage them to make that first step. There's a lot of help and support. We will provide a lot of help and support at our centre to make them overcome that barrier.
Excellent.
In a friendly and hospitable service,
Yes.
where we can also signpost, if needed, to other services to support them.
Brilliant. Why do you think people find it hard to talk about loneliness?
I think they don't want the family and friends to feel guilty about having to spend a lot of time visiting them. Because people still want to remain independent, even though they are lonely and feel social isolation. So it's about not putting on people, not being a burden, and thinking about what people will think of them psychologically. The stigma of it. Yeah.
And sometimes people do feel vulnerable as well.
They do.
When they have to reveal personal issues to people.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to admit that they have experienced any problems. Especially, I think, the older we get, we tend to try and protect our families and protect our friends by not discussing personal issues that we may be having.
What about these social expectations? For example, the idea that you've got to be self-sufficient, you can manage yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a big burden on individuals. I feel that the community is changing from what it used to be.
Sure.
I think it used to be a lot more tight-knit. You used to know your neighbours, you used to know your friends. And I think now we've gone through, like you were saying at the beginning, a digital age where people, young children, young adults sort of separate themselves from the family in the bedrooms, playing games. And I think it's changed significantly. And that expectation that people who have always known community and been very close-knit are now expected to be able to, do that for themselves. It's not the same because they're not used to that environment in the community.
And also there could be a fear of rejection as well.
I think there's a big concern, especially if I've been socially isolated, about being accepted. But again, that's what the centres there for, our centre and other centres that offer the support are there to make sure that people are integrated, that they're involved in the services that are being provided for them.
And it's not always negative, is it, that people assume that you have meaningless relationship previously. It's not your fault.
No.
It could be a total misunderstanding in a relationship.
It could, yeah.
Yes. And there's also internalization as well, isn't it? Where, something that they should fix on their own.
Yeah.
That's something not the case.
Yeah, especially if it's been a traumatic experience. And trauma depends on how you interpret it yourself. What's trauma to one person is not trauma to another person.
Yes.
So it is again supporting that individual to be able to support the individual to move forward with their journey.
And some of the good things that you mentioned about your centre, the support guidance that you are providing, and helping to those people who are in need. So in terms of the role of communities in general, to reduce the feeling of isolation, what can they do?
I think they have to open the doors. We do have significant associations in Oldham that open the doors, that offer services. Ours is going to be a bit more unique because it's open to people over 18, and it's run a bit more like a community centre with different things going on than we're looking after the elderly today, we're looking after such and such a body today.
Brilliant.
It's going to be all enhancing for all age groups and for everybody who's feeling vulnerable or socially isolated or lonely.
Excellent. I mean, for example, we are new to each other. It's the first time we met. Second time because I met you before. And Wellbeing Cafe we provide on a Thursday, plus the Greg's Outlet, a food bank. We also provide on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday. It's all about helping hand and reaching out to people who need that support.
It is.
And hopefully we will be working a lot together in some of the good things.
Yeah, I feel it's important that we support each other in helping people. That's what we're here for. Organisations should be encouraging other organisations that offer a similar or maybe different provision to promote their things that they do.
Yeah, and it's that partnership working, as mentioned earlier, that I might have different resources and experiences and skills than you have. How can we share, giving the client the different options for their well-being? And so these social networks needs to be more, and and offer opportunities for people who are in need.
It does. I mean, the more opportunities, the more choices people have.
Yeah.
And the more choices people have, the more they can make decisions about their life and their well-being. And hopefully, with the centre running and other centres and organisations, we can eliminate some of the problems that lead to health issues further down the line.
Yeah, and people need to have that sense of belonging as well.
Yeah.
You know, they shouldn't be just put on side because they're going through issues.
Yeah.
Is how do you bring them together? Humanity matters, as I say.
It does. It does.
And I feel that faith institutions can play a major role as well.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm sure they are doing it.
I think they're significantly important as well.
Yeah.
The provision needs to be broad and wide, and we need to have that safety net to capture everybody, really, don't we, within the local area. Yeah,
and people need to know that you don't have to have a belief in faith. You just turn up to these faith institutions and get the support that you need.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Tell us a bit more about your centre.
So our centre is going to run from Selina House, which is underneath Franklin House on Calder Street, which was the old UK daycare service there. We are moving in on the 1st of October.
Okay.
We're having a lovely open day, all being well, on the 9th of October.
Is me and Adam invited?
Of course you are, and we're going to have some lovely food and celebration. I'm hoping to have a couple of bands up there as well, some music and nice therapy activities going on.
Do you know I'm a bit of a musician as well?
Oh, well, you can play the drums.
I play the tabla, by the way.
Oh, that's lovely. Bring it up with you.
Okay.
We'd love to have a jamming session together.
Anytime. I conducted a 80-piece brass band, you know.
Yeah, very good. That's nice.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
We have a designated activity coordinator called Elaine, who's got many, many years of doing activities with different groups of people. So she will be showing what activities they do.
Excellent.
We also have a garden up there for gardening. Right. So that would be nice, especially barbecues in the summer. Yeah, a bit late for that, it's starting in October, but we can get it ready with lovely planting and things for next year.
Get it ready for the Halloween night.
For Halloween, we're going to dress it up. Our theme is sunflowers, so we have yellow and black uniforms, and our flowers is sunflowers, and we're hoping to grow sunflowers and things like that. We have arts and crafts and the old bingo for people that want to do bingo. Yeah. But what we are going to do is, obviously, when we get our customers in, we're going to ask them. It's about their centre. It's what they want to do and how they want to do it. Yeah. So we're doing a lot of questioning and asking in the first couple of months to make sure that what we're delivering is, suitable and what they want, and alleviating this loneliness and social isolation for them.
And I'm sure it is diverse in many ways. People from all various backgrounds.
Everybody
will be able to come.
Yeah, physically able, disabled, anything. Anybody who is over 18 is welcome to our centre. Lovely.
So how can they find out about your role?
So the way they can find out, there's 3 ways. Mm-hmm. So they can go on the website, and that's fundaysadultdaycareoldham.com. So if you put that in Google, that'll go straight to the website.
Okay.
Well, I have an email that's fundaysdaycareoldham@yahoo.com. Or they can just give me a ring for a friendly chat on 07899 729942, and my name's Elizabeth if you want to have a chat and see what we can do to offer support for yourselves.
Excellent. And we're going to have the details written at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of our place
and
the service?
I think it's lovely. If you've not been, you must come. It's lovely. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. It's very accessible, very open, very suitable. The people here are lovely, put you at ease. Adam and Mohammed have been great for me, and I was a bit of a nervous wreck before I came in. I think it's a lovely centre, and I wish you all more improved success in the future with everything you're doing.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I promise I'll treat you after for that.
Thank you.
And, here you are. We have Elizabeth from Fundays Centre, Oldham. Please go and visit the place when it's open in October and support it as much as you can. And there's always funding issues, so if there are any businesses out there, local businesses, please get involved and help the community. And let's tackle this loneliness and isolation together. Thank you. See you soon. God bless.